Okay.
All right, good evening. Before we have our council meeting, we have a public meeting. So I'll proceed with that. The public meeting this evening is being held under the Planning Act and involves a zoning bylaw amendment application related to the property at 9655 County Road 18. This public meeting is a separate item from tonight's regular council meeting. Procedure for the public meeting will be as follows. Number one, to start, the planner will confirm how notice was given for the zoning amendment application, then outline the proposed amendment and summarize any comments received to date. Number two, after hearing from the planner, the meeting will be open to anyone who may have registered a request with the clerk to attend this meeting to address council. I would ask that any persons wishing to speak on this matter to please give your full name and street address for the record. Number three, once everyone wanting to speak has been heard, the public meeting will be closed. All questions should be directed through myself as chair. I'll now, I'll now ask the planner to advise how notice was given, to outline the application and advise of any comments received. Okay, Melissa.
Thank you, Your Worship. So notice was published in the Brockville Reporter Times on April 6th. This notification meets the requirements of 20 days in advance of this public meeting under the Planning Act to give that public reasonable notice to make comments on the application. Prescribed agencies under the Planning Act were also circulated, as well as township departments. In addition, as per the township standard practice, we did give personal service by mail to residents located within 400 feet of the property, and that was done on April 5th. So it should be noted for the application being heard tonight that if anyone files an appeal of a decision on the township with respect to this proposed amendment and does not make oral submissions at this public meeting, or does not make written submissions to the township before the proposed bylaw is adopted by council, then that person is not entitled to appeal the decision of council to the Ontario Land Tribunal, and also that person or a public body may not be added as a party to the hearing unless it is, in the opinion of the tribunal, that there are reasonable grounds to do so. Further is noted in the notice, if anybody wishes to be notified of the decision of council on this amendment, they do need to make a written request for that notice to the clerk. So specifically related to this application before council this evening, the subject property is a 97-acre lot. It's the subject of a consent application, a severance application, E-15723. This rezoning was a requested condition of approval on the severance by the township. It's proposing to rezone the severed lands, which is going to be about a 4.5 acre lot. It has an existing dwelling that's located at 9655 County Road 18. It's proposed to be rezoned from agriculture to a special exception agricultural zone to an AXR6 zone. And that will just allow continued hobby farm on a lot that's less than 5 acres in size. The application also proposes to rezone the severed lands, which is a 93-acre vacant lot. It's currently zoned agricultural. It will be zoned AXR7, and the purpose of this zoning is to prohibit future residential uses on the retained lands, as the property is in the prime agricultural area. So comments received to date on the application. We did receive an email from our chief building official advising of no concerns. We also received an email from Enbridge Gas advising of no concerns. And then we just received a letter this afternoon from Mike E. at our River Valley Conservation Authority. They didn't have any objection to the application, but they did note that there's floodplain on the severed and retained lots where development is not permitted. Almost all of the severed lot is within 120 meters of the PSW, the wetlands, which would trigger the need for an environmental impact study, and that a 30-meter setback to the water course should be respect for any new development. And those are all the comments on the public meeting.
Okay, thank you. We will now open the floor for any public comments. Any public comments going once, going twice, going 3 times? We will now close this public meeting. Okay, we'll call our regular meeting to order. And first we'll have the land acknowledgement statement. And I can't remember.
I'll do.
Augusta Township acknowledges that we live and work on ancestral territories of Indigenous people. The township recognizes all Indigenous people and honors their past, present, and future. The township values and respects their culture, heritage, and relationship to the land.
Great, thank you. Okay, the only comment I have, mayor's comments, is basically the pitch-in went well. I want to thank everybody that was on board, sort of thing, Councillor Pape, Councillor Henry, you know, and I should thank some of the staff, Maddie and her sister, and of course Melissa and her family. Who else was there? Am I forgetting anybody other than the residents that came out? And again, we filled the garbage lugger, but it was a good couple of hours, or I should say a few hours, so no, it was worthwhile, so thank you very much for that. Okay, so next, the approval of the agenda. Moved by Deputy Mayor Winans, seconded by Councillor Henry. Be it resolved that the agenda for April 29th, 2024 be adopted. I believe we're going to have a closed session in that, so, right? We'll have to, as amended.
Session, yes.
Does anybody have any other thing to add or changes? Okay, I see nothing. I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Deputy Mayor Winans, be resolved that council approve the minutes of the April 15, 2024 council meeting as distributed to all members. Does any member have any changes, additions? I see nothing. I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, we have disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. Anyone? No? Any business arising from the minutes? And no delegations or presentations tonight? Any correspondence and petitions? All right through. Okay, reports. County's council, well, the only thing we had was the our regular monthly county's council meeting, where we just basically was short and sweet, just passed the numerous bylaws we talked about, committee of the whole and everything else, so spelled my own report with the counties, so next we'll go on to conservation authorities. Deputy Mayor Winans?
Yeah, for Reno Valley meeting, I'm on their audit committee, so we went over the budget, and then at the meeting Thursday night, they passed their budget. That was the main thing on the agenda, and they brought out their report on the watershed. So that report is out now, and it's supposed to be available to councils. And at our South Nation meeting, the one thing that is probably going to be interesting or a concern for council, and that is we also now have to include natural heritage items in our asset management. So there's going to be some information coming in on that.
Okay. Next is recreation. Anybody have a report? Councillor Henry?
Through your worship, we've had a couple of meetings once a week for the past couple of weeks. They've gone over what projects they want to do and a breakdown of the years and the timeframes that they want to do them. Pickleball is supposed to be open as of May 16th, as of right now, and starting at 8 a.m. And Maynard is also planned to do their grand opening June 22nd from 12 to 3. If that changes, I'll let you know, but.
Okay. That'll be on our website, yeah, we can put it on the website. Yeah.
Just for additional information, so we'll just coordinate it with Michael Barrett and make sure that he can attend as part of the CCRF funding. So we'll work through him, and then if that works, we'll confirm the date then.
Okay, good. Okay. Yes.
I didn't have a meeting, but just a reminder, and it's a ways away, but, well, not really. May 25th, Merck's doing their barbecue. They're from 3 to 6 at Merck Hall, half chicken, coleslaw, bun, baked potato, and dessert. Eat-in or takeout, $25.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, North Augusta, they've, working on the roof right now, so the hall is closed in North Augusta, and, I guess they had a little bit of concern about the cemetery behind the hall. One of the workers drove over it, and so we're gonna have to get some fencing or something put
I
up
thought you were
there.
gonna say noises or bylaw or something. Yeah, okay. Councilor Payne?
I have, update from Donville, the no parking signs went up, I believe it was last week. And they're continuing to work on the canteen, and playground construction started last week, and they started installing the equipment today. So, weather couldn't have been better this morning, but, it's on the way. Shannon, you were at the meeting with, Roebuck 2 weeks ago? Was there anything? Oh, you didn't go?
No, Kathleen went.
No, Kathleen?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think everything went well. I think
Yeah.
it's more of an update.
yeah, so, and that's all I got.
Okay, good. I just want to mention Lemon Point. I think, our Public Works, cleaned up the trees there, so, you know, ours at home looks good, so. Okay, Library Board.
Through your worship, we had a meeting last week. Some updates was for the eclipse, they had 16 kids that attended the eclipse. They have, between the months of January, February, March, they have 28 new residents of the library. Reminder that they do a story time every Wednesday at 10:30. Lego on Saturdays all days. Needles and Pins is Mondays afternoons, and they do CPHC seniors dinners the second Wednesday luncheon at the schoolhouse. And they want to add some update or some things to their Trillium grant, just for information if, so at some point we'll just touch base on that. And they are having a plant sale May 25th from 9 to 1. It's a plant and book sale at the library.
Good. I was on Cogeco last week for about 10 minutes, and I talked up the library there too, as they were asking questions. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's good.
Good, thank you.
Okay, Economic Development Tourism Committee, their meetings next week, I believe, so. Nothing to report on that. Planning Committee, their meetings this Wednesday, so I don't think there's.
This Wednesday, we're meeting, there's gonna be a fair bit on the agenda, and we're working on something for a Christmas present for your worship. I will say, I'm more than happy to follow. I won't say anything else.
All right. Administration, CAL.
Just two things to update council. So the report that was approved last week by council for the half-ton truck, there was a correction in the resolution. It indicated that it was, the amount was $61,303.60 plus HST. The actual price was $54,258 plus HST. So just they added the HST instead. So more savings for us when it comes to the budget to actuals. And just a reminder again, we are looking at putting in a Augusta Relay for Life team for May 30th from 11 in the morning till 11 in the evening. So if you're interested, please let me know. I've got a couple already. We need a team of 7 to 10. So if you're
I'd like to, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I
You
will
come
spon-
from moral
I
support
will
if you like
sponsor
that.
them. I will sponsor.
All right, perfect. That's everything.
Okay, let's move on to report 2024-047, moved by Deputy Mayor Winans, seconded by Councilor Henry. Be it resolved that council approve report 2024-047 to retain Buller Creighton Environmental Incorporated to the amount of $29,275 plus HST to complete a baseline designated substance report and budgets related to asset retirement obligations as per PSAB 3280 for 9 township building assets. Okay, so discussion on that. I'll ask the CAO maybe to give us a little blurb on that.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Council. So this is a new requirement under PSAB 3280. where moving forward, we have to have an understanding of the costs associated with removing an asset. So i.e. If there is asbestos, if there is lead or any type of mercury that requires additional costs. As of 2023, our financial assets have to have that liability that we would have to ensure that we take care of before removing the asset. So what this will give us is a designated substance report for each of our 9 buildings, which I've mentioned the 9 that are in our report. And then also an estimate on what it would cost to, if there is any substance in there, of what the estimate cost would be to remove. So down the road, if we look at getting rid of one of our buildings, we'll know what the cost is as far as to remove any of that hazardous material before we do any demolishing. So it's very similar to what we did with Masonic Hall earlier. So this will be part of our financial statements moving forward, just like our landfill sites where we have to account for future maintenance costs or future liabilities. So, and the reason for using this consultant firm, I've used this consultant firm in the past. They know exactly what needs to be done, and certainly they can meet the timelines. So they're looking at having this done in sometime mid-June, which is in line with our financial statements hopefully being presented to council.
Question? I just thought of this, or else I would have told you beforehand. I know it's the one property not on Zella's house.
Okay.
You still own it, so.
No, very good point. So we can certainly add that, Mayor, to the list and look at maybe doing that for next year. But another one that kind of came up was the library, and whether or not we might have to add that to the library's budget for next year for them to take care of that as well too, because our auditors do their financial statements too. So we might have to look at doing that next year.
Even though we don't own the building?
Library board does though, correct?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they'd have to do that. as
Because they
part of their-
work, oh, right,
Yeah.
okay, yep, nope.
So we can maybe look at doing those two, but this will be a very good start on getting things moving forward on our assets.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Any other questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, we have report number 2024-048, moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Deputy Mayor Winans. Be resolved that 2024-048 Community Safety and Policing Act, 2019 Grenville County OPP Detachment Board be received. And whereas the province of Ontario passed a comprehensive Ontario Police Services Act 2019, Bill 68, which established the Community Safety and Policing Act 2019, CPSA 2019 on March 26, 2019. And whereas the Community Safety and Policing Act 2019, CSPA 2019 was proclaimed on April 1st, 2024. And whereas the Ministry of the Solicitor General has approved the creation of a Grenville OPP Detachment Board governing all municipalities within the detachment area. And whereas the Grenville County OPP Detachment must be established and formalized as soon as practical, given the proclamation date as passed. And whereas the Grenville County OPP Detachment Board would be composed of an elected official of all participating municipalities, 3 community appointees and 2 provincial appointees. Now, therefore, Council hereby appoints Mayor Jeff Shaver to represent the Township of Augusta of the Grenville County OPP Detachment Board, and that an ad hoc Grenville County Detachment Board Selection Committee be formed consisting of 1 appointed member from each respective partner municipality, preferably the representative to the Detachment Board, with a clear mandate to review and recommend community member applications to the participating councils. Discussion? Question? No? Good. Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Carry. Yeah. Next, we have to report 2024-052, moved by Deputy Mayor Winans, seconded by Councillor Henry. Be resolved the council receive this report as a request from the property owner to purchase the unopened road allowance. The council agreed in principle to declare the road allowance generally prescribed as part of the original road allowance line between Prescott and Augusta border east of the intersection of County Road 18. Excuse me, on part lot 2, concession 2, for a length of 254 feet plus or minus, and a width of 20 feet in Augusta as surplus at a sale of $1. And conveyed to the abutting property owner subject to the completion of the survey for legal description of the portion of the road allowance to be sold as a condition of consent lot addition application. At present, that Prescott has agreed in principle to sell the other half of the road allowance in their town to the same abutting landowner. That all costs associated with the sale are at the applicant's expense as per bylaw 3215-2015. Questions? Comments? Call the question, all in favor? Carried. Okay, report 2024-049, moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Deputy Mayor Wyans. Be resolved that council authorize the CAO to proceed with the purchase of a new Voltex Roadmaster 1902S offset flail motor from Cole Equipment as per RFP number 2024-07 in the amount of $28,120.46 plus HST. So I see the public works manager isn't here tonight because he doesn't have a picture of this. That's probably why he didn't show up. You may comment to him, CAO.
Yeah, I will.
Because I'll ask the councilors what a flail mower is. I see the looks on their face. I think I know what it is, so. But anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Not really a question, but if John kept it under budget.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's under budget. Yeah.
The flail mower, you know, just use the flails to cut, that's all.
It's a lot of flails growing out there. All right, all in favor? Carried. Keep them flails down. Report number 2024-050, moved by Councillor Bowman, seconded by Councillor Henry. Be resolved that council approve 2024-050 to authorize an additional purchase from Riverside Motors Limited in the amount of $55,246.63 plus HST for a 2024 Sierra K1500 double cab for the Public Works Department, and the council authorizes the relocation of $55,000 from administration to Public Works to support the additional fleet purchase. Comments, questions? The CAO, you want to speak on this?
Yeah, so certainly, Mayor, so originally, in our initial draft 2024 budget, Public Works did have two vehicles, two truck replacements in there. Due to bringing a responsible budget to council, we ended up removing one of those vehicles. The fact that we've had some internal discussions in administration on some internal and external partnerships. At this time, we do not need a vehicle for this department, so we're looking at reallocating it to Public Works for them to purchase their final fleet, which I have been assured that no more fleet will come in next year's budget for Public Works. So they've got all the toys they need right now at the moment, so.
That in writing.
Yes. So there's no budget implications except for about $1,200, but as council will see in the last couple meetings that all the capital projects have come in under budget, so any savings will be taking care of this.
Okay. The chief is not listening to this, so anyway. So. Any other questions, comments? Call the question, all in favor? Carried.
Everything goes back to fire.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
29,000. It went for 4,000 right there.
Was that?
Well, more.
4,000.
Kubota. Should have been here. We should have deferred it. Moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Councillor Bowman, be resolved that council authorizes the clerk to enter an agreement to transfer the Limerick pit license to the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville. Okay, comments, questions?
Yeah, just a question. Does Leeds and Grenville want it? I mean, we're glad to get rid of it because it takes the liability off of us, but.
The CA has been answered that.
Yeah, so attached to the report, you will see one of the permits. So it's already been signed by the counties. So counties are willing to take on that risk and liability. It hasn't been used by the township in over a decade.
But it's
The material in there is not good for our roads, so it just removes any risk from us.
Yeah, it's a party place.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the forest manager. He says Leeds and Grenville always owned it. So there's discrepancy there, and he's been there 20 years. So anyway, we don't care at this point. We're going to sign it over.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that we notify our insurer just in case they do have that underneath our insurance policy. So we'll make sure that gets removed.
They did do a cleanup last Saturday, Friday, I think it was, they're pitching for the Limerick. They said they got a bucket of nails out of the pit area.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were relieved because the horse trailers and the bikes and everything else, all the cars go in there too, so.
That's from burning pallets.
Yeah. Any other discussions? Okay, I'll call question, all in favor? Carry. Moved by Councillor Bowman, seconded by Councillor Henry, be resolved the council received report 2024-044 and that the planning advisory committee is requested to review the submitted request for proposals, RFP, for the official plan and zoning bylaw review and make a recommendation to council and the consulting firm to be retained, and that the planning advisory committee, PAC, be appointed as the official plan and zoning bylaw review steering committee. Any questions, comments on that? Melissa, do you want to say something? No?
No, we just issued the RFP on Friday, so the process for the OP and zoning bylaw review will be underway. I know PAC had previously expressed some interest in assisting with that process, so a copy of this report will be going to the planning advisory committee at their meeting this week.
Good. Yeah.
Just party Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will add, it all went on Friday and I've already got a call already from a consulting firm interested in putting in a price. So it's good. It's a good sign. So.
Was that the, okay, I can't say, yeah. All right, any questions, comments? Call the question, all in favor? Carried, thank you. Moved by Councillor Henry, second by Councillor Bowman, be resolved that council receives staff report 2024-046 for information. And this is the PPS review. Does anybody have any discussion or? Yeah, no, there. Any comments, questions? Melissa, did you want to say anything, references?
Then this is more for council's information, and if they were interested in making further comments to the province, the province did release a further draft with only a 30-day commenting period this time. The last one was 120 days. The township did provide some comments on that draft. The current draft, again, it wasn't very much time to summarize it and go through it line by line of what the changes are. It does seem to be a little bit scaled back from the earlier version in terms of changes. But specifically the two concerns or favorable things that the township had looked at, the previous draft was the expansion of settlement boundaries. That does seem to be included in the new draft. There does seem to be a little bit more conditions on that, but it can be done outside of a comprehensive review under the latest draft. And also the PBS, the previous draft was proposing severances, allowing severances in the prime agricultural areas, which now they're not permitted, up to 3. But they've now changed, pulled that out entirely, that it's back to only being able to sever a surplus dwelling as part of the farm consolidation and rezoning the vacant lot to no dwelling, which is kind of what the application we had before us at the public meeting tonight. Instead, they're offering, as an alternative that up to 2 additional residential units be permitted on a farm lot. Depending on when this all comes out, our documents will have to be updated. Hopefully the timing is going to coincide with our official plan review and we can incorporate the new PPS with that, so we don't have to do a bunch of amendments after.
Okay. So you've given us 2 options here, I believe. Option 1, council provides staff direction on drafting additional comments on the updated 24 BPS for submission to ERO website before May 10th, or option 2, council received your support with no further action. So what do you recommend we're following your lead?
In terms of what the township comment previously, it looks like those 2 main comments were addressed by the latest draft. So it looks like what council had submitted did get changed or supported. I mean, I don't, if council is interested in me providing more detail on the changes to the PPS, but I wasn't really suggesting another posting unless council was interested in going through it more thoroughly.
Any comments, questions? So I take it that council received this report, no further action? Yeah. Call the question, all in favor? Okay. Okay, any notice of motions? See nothing? Bylaws? Moved by Councillor Bowman, second by Councillor Henry, be resolved that bylaw number 3706-2024 being a bylaw to adopt a streetlight policy for the corporation of the township of Augusta be read a first time, second time, the third time be enacted as read. Okay, discussion on that? Yeah.
Just a few comments to add to the policy. So this was developed in collaboration with Public Works. They currently have about 5 to 6 requests for streetlights. In the past, we really have no criteria to kind of follow when it comes to a request for a streetlight. So this will at least provide some guidance and also some record for future budgets if deemed responsible or deemed that we need to have one up in certain locations. So this will at least give John some guidance moving forward to report back to council.
Okay. There's nothing, call the question, all good? Oh, good, carried. Okay, announcements. Does anybody have any announcement? Okay, any questions, any press on, I guess not, eh? No press? Any questions, Laurie? Do you have any questions from the public? Thank you for coming. Next, we have a closed session. Moved by Councillor Henry, second by Councillor Bowman. Be resolved that this council move to a closed meeting at 6:34 p.m. as per Municipal Act, Chapter 25, Section 2001, Section 239, brackets 2, discuss proposed or pending disposition of land by the municipality, Augusta Industrial Park land. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Councillor Bowman. Be it resolved that council met in closed session to discuss the proposed or pending disposition of land by the municipality. Took no action beyond receiving the information from staff. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor Henry, second by Councillor Bowman, be resolved that bylaw number 3707-2024 confirm the proceedings of council of the Township of Augusta at its meeting held on April 29, 24, first time, second time, third time, and enacted as read. All in favor? Carried. Doors open, I see it open anyway, so, yeah.
All the people clamoring to get in.
Yeah, moved by Councillor Bowman, second by Councillor Henry, be it resolved that council do now adjourn at 7:05 PM until May 13th at 6 o'clock PM or at the call of the mayor subject to need. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.